Hello, welcome folks. Welcome to Flying with Mike. As you can tell, the boarding door in the terminal is closed. Except we're GA, so you know what? We really don't have something like that. We're just waiting on our passengers to bless us with their presence so we can get on our way. And where are we going? Hawker 125, welcome aboard. Hope things are going well for you. This one's just right up your alley. We are heading from, as you can tell there, San Angelo Regional, also known as Mathis Field, and we're heading up to Pueblo Municipal Airport in Pueblo, Colorado. And thanks for the resubscribe. We sure appreciate it. Hawker 125. Thanks again. 6 months now in a row. We appreciate you. Coming aboard, I know on a BIZ-JET day, you can't resist. I know. Only bad thing is I know you're still at work, so I'm sorry to hear that. But we'll try to brighten your day up. As you can tell, we got a nice clear sky here. A little chilly, but we're about ready to get underway. So let's get up into the cockpit, get our pre-flight stuff done. So when the passengers decide to show up here in the next few minutes, we can then blast off as well. We are already up on VATSIM, sitting here in San Angelo. I do need to do one thing. There I am. So that things will roll a little smoother here. Bear with me 1 second while I get our location pinned down. Okay, and make sure that's enabled, and it is. All right, so welcome aboard again. So I hope you all know we do have empty seats behind us, not many, so space A is limited on this plane. We are going to be hauling, and we're going to pull up Sim Toolkit real quick. Okay, there you can see, oh, Denver has come up. All right, I was wondering if we were going to get any ATC out here. All right, so let's bring that load sheet up. Okay, we got 6 people we're waiting on right now. Total payload of 1,480 pounds already put into the plane. We've also got 37. Oh, excuse me. A little bit of a long day yesterday, flying 2 flights, 4.5 hour and a little hour and a half one up to Chicago. So 3,783 pounds of fuel aboard. So cruise today will be 30,000 feet. Flight plan's real simple, folks. But we're going to really try our hardest to just fly VOR to VOR with the GPS as a backup. Because all we're doing is going to Lubbock and then up to Pueblo, and that's where we're going. So pretty simple, easy. Oh, excuse me, flight plan already inserted. All right, so with that in mind, real quickly a glance, we do have a strong headwind right here at 304. 89 knots, so that is going to hamper us a little bit and push this up to about a 2-hour flight. We are going 676 miles at 30,000 feet, so pretty good ride ahead of us. We're in the Citation 2 with JT-15s on the tail back there, so 9,539 pounds for our zero fuel. You'll see that right here. Here's the fuel breakdown for the plane. 2,074 is needed just to fly the route. Taxi is another 200 pounds. Get to our alternate, which is Denver International, 714. So we're loaded up adequately for the flight. This is a VFR. Let me rephrase that. Should be a VFR flight. Flight plan again: San Angelo, Lubbock, Pueblo. Boom. Going to take off. I think on 1.8, it's right now kind of getting in the middle there, so we may switch to 3.6. And we're coming into Pueblo on the 2.6 left. All right, and let's pull Sim Toolkit out of the way. So there you go, folks. We got our flight plan here. We've already got things loaded up. We are going to look outside one more time. We are on the generator. And as you can see, that sucker's right under number 1 engine. So what we'll do when the engines start, we'll start number 2. Once we get it started, we'll get on the generator for number 2. That way ground crew, while the engine number 1 is shut off, can disconnect, pull the ground power away. On this plane, a couple neat things. Your baggage. You do have baggage compartments up here in the nose. Now, one that's not modeled. Let me see if I can zoom in. I don't think it's going to show up. Oh, it looks like it might. The shine on there is kind of making it rough, but there's another baggage store right in here, folks. So that, for helping to balance the weight out in the plane. All right, so let's go ahead and get powered up here a little bit. So to do that, we're going to zoom in. We'll start the before start checklist here in a moment. So we'll put the battery switch on. We'll get the AC and master switch on for the avionics. Now this will be turned off for engine start. We've already done the rotary tests. We don't have to do that. The parking brake is engaged and the landing gear lever down, and we show 3 green. The engine instruments are right here in the middle. No flags, everything looks good. Electric elevator trim's good. Airspeed bugs for now are set as the checklist says at 180 for the best rate, good rate of climb. It's actually, I've been told, the best rate. Fuel quantity is good. Pilot's still yawning, so that's good. GPS and FMCs are set. We'll go ahead and start doing the radios here as well. That way we're ready to go when we're ready to go. So let's kind of zoom in. All right, so we got 122.8. 121.9 was the ground frequency in Chicago last night, so that's all good. These two are good as well. Now our two nav, boy, they were, man, I need new glasses. No, just kidding. They were really playing tricks on my eyes there for us. Like, oh, 895. Wow. I mean, that was just unreal. So let's get our first one up here, which is Lubbock, and actually we're going to come off of SJT. Hang on a second. That frequency is 1510. Lubbock, 10920. Okay, put that down here as well. Pueblo will be 1670. Okay, we're set here. I'm going to go ahead and turn this ADF on in case needed in flight, and we'll go ahead and get our transponder coming on so we can get to there we go. And we'll get over to out. Make sure we're set so they won't yell at us. All right, we are good to go radio-wise. The only thing I do want to set up right now are our course and headings. What I'm going to do is bring this up so we can do that. Okay, so coming off SJT, it's a 322 heading. All right, so okay, that's all we can do. So we'll be intercepting the 322, taking that into Lubbock, and then we'll come off Lubbock on the 326 radial. All right, folks, that takes care of that. The only other thing left to do is set our altimeters, which are 3011. Sure, over here is set to 3011. And while we're here, gyro pressure, cabin temp, all good. All right, well, our dog's awake. Let's see here. Oh, we don't need these bleeds on yet. The engines aren't even on yet. What am I doing? Jumping ahead of the game here, folks. All right, so we are ready for the passengers. And I see them coming out the door right now. So as soon as we get them aboard, we're going to button up and start getting ready to fly. One thing we can still set while we're waiting on them to mosey this way. Getting the altitude set here, folks. There we go. Got altitude select engaged. We're not going to be running with the, we're going to try not to use the FMC for now. So hopefully this will work out. If not, we'll switch over and fly with it. All right, folks, they're aboard the aircraft. Let's get that closed. We'll get the main door closed up here. Last minute bags into the back. And, oh, by the way, nice little Cessna 172 next to us. All right, buttoning it up. All the outside static elements are gone. Let's go fly, folks. All right, so seats and pedals adjusted. Let's get our beacons on. Nav lights on. Set our lights. Okay. Gyros are on. They are showing no flags. AC off. Cabin door locked. And before start check complete. Okay, now the reason we turn the avionics and the AC off is when we start up, we could get a surge. This way we won't damage any avionics. It's quite a bit of investment in a lot of these planes, so that's why they do that. All right, so let's crank it up, shall we? And to do that, I have to kind of put the plane in a really weird, discombobulated way to show it all off. So bear with me while I get positioned here. All right, we can see everything now. All right, so as the checklist says, we're going to start the first engine. We're going to start the right engine. So all we do, we've got the generators on, fuel pumps are normal. Just gonna kick the starter. We're looking for a light off. There goes the IGT, or ITT, sorry. N2 is rolling up, N1 is beginning to roll up. I'll bring that back to idle. And we're just waiting for things to stabilize. Okay, and like we said, since we've now got everything stabilized, I'm going to go ahead and turn on generator 2, disconnect ground power. So now the aircraft is actually running on engine number 2's generator, and it's gone. Yes, I have to discombobulate myself again, folks. Hang on a second. Okay, now starting these aircraft, it's a little different than some of you guys are used to. All right, there's this thing called the detent. That is located right here, and that's got to be pulled so you can push the throttles forward. Likewise, when you're shutting down, same thing. Detents to take them all the way back. Fuel cutoff is throttles all the way back. Okay. ATT. Okay, now we're going for the second engine. Hit the starter. Watching N1 to get above 8, and it is. Detent. Move the throttle up. We're waiting to make sure everything's rolling up. N2's going up. ITT's going up. N1's going up. And we're going to make sure we don't go into the red on the startup. Okay, and everything's now, ITT's dialing itself back. Okay, folks, there we go. One in, I think it got it. All right, generator switch on. All right, so all our generators are on. And the AC is why that's showing volts and amps. Okay, so we'll go across. Left and right both have voltage and they both have amperage. Now we can turn our AC power and master avionics back on. And I always like to drop down here, push that up, go to flight plan. Okay, good, it's still there. All right. Now, we're going to be doing this quite a bit through the flight. This cabin pressure and temperature controls. We're going to make sure everything is set properly. On this run, we're going to put the temperature controls to auto, and they already are. So that's good. Our pressure is set. Here, I'm going to pull up and lean down. Is set. The inner one is our altitude, which will be 30,000. Outer is the actual, what it's going to pressurize the cabin to feel like. So it's going to pressurize to 8,000. Okay, over here, one more time, gyro pressure is here in the green. Cabin temperature is looking good, and our oxygen is good. Air conditioning fan are off. Okay, let's go back. Anti-skids located here. Now to test the inverters, we're going to get a warning over here. So that's all it's going to do. Okay. And both came on. Kill the light. Belts and harnesses fastened and exterior lights before taxi checklist. All right, so transponder. Go to We'll take it all the way over. Get our TCAS. Okay, and we're good there with what we want. Flaps. Let's test our flaps, make sure everything's going good. There's 7. Indicator's good. The indicator's running right next to it, folks. And I like to just go outside, and there they are. Okay. We're back up. All right, let's set for takeoff. Transponder is set. Brakes are set. Flight controls, we'll check here in a moment. Flaps are checked and set. Autopilot and flight director are set up. Anti-ice. We're going to run with the engines for now. Thrust reverse check. Okay. This one's my fun one. Oh, we're gonna do it this way. No, we're not. We're gonna have a hard time with this. Okay. Figure. Alright, so we're gonna go pull the first one up into reverse. We got all our lights on. We're just gonna move it to emergency. Once they go out, turn it to normal. We're gonna do the same thing with the other one. Okay, they're up, and turn them on, and also to normal, and they are down. Okay, flight instruments are good, altimeters are set, radios are set, fuel's good, pressure source selector. Told you we're going to be at this dial a lot. Checked, left, right hand. Sorry, wrong one. Right hand, set to norm. Speed brake check. And then we go outside again. I like to, just to make sure, of course, transit or whatever's on the ramp here would take care of that for you. And retract. And I like to make sure. Okay, flaps set for takeoff. They are. Trim is in takeoff, so we're good. Takeoff data bugs 180. Crew briefing, taxi check complete. Let's get going to the runway. Ignition's on. Let's do that now. Normally we keep it in the norm, but for takeoff we'll go to there. De-ice is set, and we'll get to the runway doing the rest. Let's make sure no ATC. We're just outside Houston, so we have nobody to contact. Parking brake off. Here we go. We'll use the recognition light while on the ground. Okay, and folks, really the takeoff procedure is very simple. For what we're going to do is straight away make our turn to intercept the 322 radial and head. Let me do a quick wind check. It's been getting really close to where I might have to go north. 280, we're going to go north. Okay, that's fine. All right, so here we come to the taxiway. And we'll head on down to the end. Get straightened out here a little. Hang on, I'm trying to find which... There we go. All right, so for the takeoff, folks, we are going to be shooting for 95 V1, 98 rotate 103 on the initial climb, and then once we get above our 1,000 feet, we'll nose over and accelerate up to 180 to get our best rate of climb up to altitude. All right, and while we're getting down here, pitot, I think that's the windshield heat. Hang on, let me get down here. Pitot heat's on. Exterior lights will come on here in a second. Transponder and TCAS are both on. Had a feeling she was getting away from me. All right, windows are closed, doors closed. Seatbelt sign is on. Okay. Engine instruments, annunciator good. Departure runway setup before takes complete. And there's our after takeoff. All I want to do here... I will leave it, because what I'll do on the run, well, actually I can do it quick. All right, we are set to go, folks. Here we go. San Angelo traffic, November 3206, type citation, departing runway 36. Okay, flight director is on. Actually, don't need this wing lights. All right, take a look at it one more time, folks. We are set for 30,000. Lights. Here we go, folks. V1, rotating. Okay. Set into the takeoff climb, flaps up. Trim set. All right, let's go into cruise power. Make that turn now to intercept. Get my autopilot panel up here. Altitude select. Go with that. Right now we're going with heading.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Come on, girl. Autopilot.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
That's why things aren't going the way they're supposed to. Oh, I know why it disconnected. We're going to go ahead and set 200. Flaps are up. Let's go ahead and switch over to Lick. 2. We're picking them up yet. Okay. Alright, so now we're getting lined out here. What altitude? Let's get the landing lights off. Okay. It's on over. Okay, after sync, let's get into the after takeoff. Takeoff, ignition to normal. Climb power set. Okay. Anti-ice set, anti-skid can now go off. Let's just move right to here. And down, off. Pressurization. Now we're at 18. Let's come in. .92, 2992, good. We can turn the seatbelt sign off, exterior lights are off, climb check complete, transition just occurred, recognition lights off, oxygen's looking green, pressurization again. Coming up good, everything looks good on pressurization, transition check complete, and there we go, folks. Still not picking it up. That's got me a little concerned. I did not see that the needle was evening up. Alright, so we are on to 322, headed towards Lubbock, and just waiting for the green to come alive here. Let me make sure that is set properly. It's on nav, okay. Okay, and we are on our way, folks. Not the greatest of takeoffs, but hey, we didn't crash, we didn't burn or anything like that, so we are on our way. IAS is set. Lubbock is a 60 mile. Huh, did not, must be, because I'm still not on top of it yet. Alright, so and let's okay, folks, we are on course, so we are headed up to Lubbock. Just waiting on it to come alive, which I'm really shocked it hasn't yet. It is 120, so hopefully it comes alive here soon. If we lose San Angelo, we can always switch to heading. I've got us set up on it. That's why we back up everything, folks. Alright, we are on our way, and I do apologize for the distance here sometimes. Let's come in here. We're right now up to, we're up to Mach 0.5, actually 5.5. So, we're actually getting a good ground speed of 215. Again, remember, we have a really wicked headwind. That's why not what I wanted to do, sorry. There we go, shows you the wind coming at us at 87. TCAS is looking good. Let me make sure that is set right, and it is good. Alright folks, let's pop out of the airplane. As we head across the flat plain of Texas. And Denver Center is online, so we'll contend with that here shortly. Probably got about an hour before we'll be into their airspace. What I do want to work out is what is going to be our climb or cruise. Takeoff weight was 13. Okay, less than 100 knots, so we're good on that. So we're looking at, we do level off, set it about 90. Yeah, right. Almost to cruise, folks. So it looks like on the tables here we'll be running I think what I'm gonna do is that's the horn that we're almost there. Run at 95. That'll give us indicating 215 to 2 at here 215 to 230. Our calibrate. Wait a minute. True airspeed will be 315, 316. So yeah, we'll we'll be doing pretty good then. So we'll let her accelerate up and then we'll set power. Because of that crosswind, I'm going to go ahead and notch us a couple. Slight turn, get us evened up here. We're still on nav, so that ain't doing nothing. Cool, it's taking care of it for us. We're still on San Angelo. Now see our airspeed is beginning to rise. We want to get her up to about 220. And then what I'll do is set us at about 90. 95. Pretty close to right now, so see how that does. Fuel flow rates. We got 500, so about 1,000. That's about where we should be running, folks. So we may not be adjusting our power much. All right, well, let me get over here to the chat window. Sorry, folks, I have really been negligent here. Yep, Hawker 125 is definitely loving the citation in the air. All right, the BTAR 270 at 19, so we're definitely on the right runway for landing. And well, let's see who's all hanging out with us. Okay. Okay, there's 220, so I'm going to power back ever so slightly. Temps. There we go, folks. We are now level and still waiting for Lubbock to come online. If it does not come online here, I've got to figure out first off how far out we are. If it doesn't come on at 60, I'm going to switch over to the FMC. So I would have thought by now it would have been on. Katie Knott, welcome aboard. Hope you're having a great day. Alright, folks, we are leveling out here. Alto, welcome aboard. Alto. 5:05 evening, so welcome aboard BIZ-JET Day. San Angelo, Texas to Pueblo, Colorado. little shorter of a flight than yesterday's. All right, let's take a look in here since we have not seen any sign that Lubbock is coming up. How far out is Lubbock now? Hopefully it's 60 miles it comes up. Otherwise, like I've told y'all, we'll switch right over to the GPS and we'll run with the FMC. So getting about 264 knots out of her, guide says. Should be indicating. Should be truing out at about 344 minus the, of course, stiff headwind we have. As you can see, it's now up to 94 knots. So yeah, we got some work ahead of us, folks. So yeah, everything is working as it should. Except Lubbock. It's being stubborn and not coming up. So let's make sure one more time. Lubbock is 1092. No, we're not going to have it. Oh, bingo. Just came alive. Perfect. Let's switch over. Switched over 76 miles out. It's gonna grab it here in a minute. There it goes, compensating. And in 74 miles, we'll be over Lubbock, switching. Well, we won't be switching because we got about 300 miles to Pueblo. So we'll probably, I don't know how far we'll have on that one. So we'll have to wait and see. Little whines getting in my ears, so I have the ability to turn the headset down. I know it can be a little frustrating for you all, though. All right, so what we're going to do. Okay, we're on course. And if the music, folks, is too quiet, too loud, let me know. I can bring it up a little bit. I'm gonna say crank it up, but we're not out here to make it a rock fest. Okay, 29,000. 30. I'm sorry, we're at 30. Just cruising along here, folks. Still downloading the X-Plane stuff. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I always cringe when I have to do that. Although with X-Plane I don't have a whole lot. With FSX, oh my gosh. Yeah, that's like a day and a half chore right there. Yeah, Better Pushback is, folks, right there is one of the best plugins you can get for the sim. It's free, and it's a whole lot better than what you get out of the box with X-Plane. The other is Terrain Radar. There's a free one for that. Heck, if you're into wanting AI traffic, now I'm not going to guarantee this is the greatest thing out there, but you know, it puts stuff on the airport if you want that. Now you have to pay if you want it coming from the ADS. And before you all ask, what does ADS stand for? You know what? I always forget. And no, it's not for ads. Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast. Basically, if you guys go to FlightAware, it's coming off that system. Now, there are levels that you can get where it gets more, gives more information. And, like for instance, if you land at an airport, if the airplane's on FlightAware, it's a good chance it disappears as soon as it comes off, either midway down the runway or when it comes off the runway. Very rarely will they stay on. With certain types of ADS systems, they can actually show it at the gate. So you get what looks like more traffic. It's, it's what I call cheesy. And right now my TCAS isn't controlling it because then I don't see VATSIM. X checklist is another good one, although let me warn you ahead of time. Like the Zebo, it gets kind of frustrating. It keeps popping in front of you when you're trying to do things, and it does get annoying. So be warned. That's for my Sim Toolkit. That's XPilot. That is required so that you can run your on VATSIM. AvTab, another free source. Let me get back here. Here's what it looks like. It allows you to get charts. If you're on Navigraph, you can use your charts here. You can take your routes. You can see the whole plethora of what it's got here. So, folks, I mean, a lot of free stuff out there. So, enjoy. And I know the feeling if you've got a lot of that. And of course, all the sceneries that are now out there in both X-Plane and Microsoft. Oh Lord, that could take forever to load. So, oh, you're fine. Not a problem. We're back up here at cruise. You didn't really miss much other than me zigzagging through the sky, trying to get the aircraft a little bit under control and a little bit onto the autopilot. So really, you didn't miss a lot at all. Kind of looks like we might have thunderstorms ahead of us. Let me pull up a radar here. Sim Toolkit, why didn't you show me those? Well, you don't show. Well, there's a little smattering of stuff out there. Let's look at Volanta real quick. Yeah, they're not showing it. Yeah, a little smattering of stuff out here. I don't know if it's thunderstorms or snow. You know, it is Christmas. Everyone wants that white Christmas, even those at the equator. So, here we go into the clouds. Let's see how that looks. That hopefully I help the ears a little. That little whine gets kind of annoying. Needs a little good bravado, like a 747 GE or Pratt. Oh, if only Hawk 125 was on. Oh, big business jet guy loves it. Has one in his garage, actually, the fuselage of it. He's planning to turn the cockpit into a flight sim with my help. So look forward to that. That actually ought to be fun. But I fly too many different airframes to get something that looks like that. So but you know, hey, he loves the he actually wanted a Falcon, ended up with a Hawker, so it's what we call a Fokker. Yes, I pronounced it correctly. And hopefully that's helping to lighten his day up if he's able to listen. So I know things are ramping up out at the airport, so with Christmas. Thank you. Just in-flight drink received. Wow. Okay, that's awesome. All right, so we are on our way, folks. We have, let's, an hour and 20 minutes to go. Little slower pace, folks, in the old Citations. Not the new ones. They're actually pretty speedy. Oh. But I hope y'all are having a great day. Tomorrow I'm back at work, so definitely no streams. Thursday, probably not. I do have to work at the airport. I can actually see what time I'm there. No, we won't be able to get one in till maybe in the evening, so we'll see. Just seeing if there's any interesting news stories out here. Oh, what's this EV? Ooh. Oh, I just got something from xplane.org. The CRJ 700 is available for those of you looking for it. Looks like by AD Simulations. Airfoil Labs has a study level C1 or Cessna 172, and there's the I thought that was an MU2. I was way wrong. Okay. EV55, that's a new one on me. I'll have to look that one up. See what that's all about. They're in the store for you at X-Plane. Of course, they're going to cost you some money, but they all look like pretty good stuff. CRJ 700. Huh. Cool. Nice stuff there for you. Free. Oh, wait a minute. What's free? Hang on. Oh, the EV-55 is a freeware aircraft, so might be tempted. I'll have to go look at it here after the stream. All right, we're getting into some clouds here. Let's kind of push up here. Well, it looks like we're getting hit with some frame rates. Hang on, we're getting some frame rate issues here, so pop back into cockpit, see if that helps to alleviate them. It looks like it has. This is nice. Alright, we got a lot more clouds to go through, folks. Lubbock is now 15 miles off the nose. So we'll be switching into heading mode here in a moment to take care of that. Or we can just go on to the FMC. I'll have to decide that here in about real quick. Hang on, let's see. Yeah, we'll just and we're on GPS now. Make that slight correction here as we come over Lubbock. Oh, it used to be payware. Oh, very cool. 737 MCP. That is really cool. Oh, that used to... Yeah, I see that. Yeah, it's saying it's free. Now, I haven't gone to investigate it yet. I'm just reading the email, so who knows? All right, let's get in and take a look at our approach, because it's going to be a little fun. All right, so let's get a better view here. And I'll bring in charts. There we go. All right, so let's get charts up. Actually, I'm going to start with Sim Toolkit. Okay, as you can see here on Sim Toolkit, we are crossing Lubbock at this time. So we'll be making a slight turn, a little bit more to the north here, and then heading up to Pueblo. So we'll get that pulled away. Now we'll go into charts. All right, this is the approach we plan. Just want to keep centering up our gauge here. Okay, centered up. All right, so that way it's not interfering with us. All right. So basically, there are no stars for our direction of travel. So we're coming in. I'm going to be using the Orway transition. So we're going to be tracking to Pueblo, 116.7. At some point, I'm going to divert off and head to Orway. And then come in at CFFFA to Helper, which is going to put us about 10 miles out. Oh. Wow, Jitka's 3-4 miles. Okay. So it's going to be kind of a tight approach here, it looks like. All right, so basically, here's your frequencies across the top. As I always tell y'all, hopefully that's what we get. I always seem to find out they never come up. Now, ground, my tower might. The rest of them, rare. Case in point. Do real quick here. Where's Volanta? There it is. Denver is 127.650. So whatever frequency they chose is going to handle Pueblo. Okay. Denver approach, not going to be a factor. Wow, we'd have Denver approach? Huh. Didn't know that. Anyway, what we're gonna focus in on is the localizer, which is 108.3. Yes, I'm setting the frequency. And then we'll set the heading once we're on it. Once we come off the GPS going direct to it, we'll drop down, do everything like we should. Let me rephrase that. Nothing goes wrong when I do everything like we should, right? You guys weren't along at Austin, were you? It's been about a week or two, so your nails should have recovered from that flight. Oh, did I say that out loud? It was a nail biter. Anyway, final approach course 260, Jikta, sorry, which is located right here. That's 4 miles from the final approach, or sorry, from the runway. We'll be at 6,600 feet. Before we go on, the airfield's at 4,729 feet, so that's 1,900 feet above the ground. Decision altitude's 4,859 feet. That's 200 feet above the ground. Okay, there's your missed approach. Next. Transitions are at 18,000. Welcome to the United States. They're that way everywhere. Glide slope angle is 3%. 3 degrees, sorry. And I've never tried it. I might. That's something I just might try. Hang on. Never tried to pilot controlled. Actually, I really never did it in real life either when I was flying. 19.1. 19.1. Oh, that's common traffic and tower. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, we'll give it a try. See if we. Well, it's not dark. Dang it. Oh well. I was going to see if we could bring them up and down. I may have to try that once we're on the ground. All right. So here's the routing, folks. Again, Orway to CFFA to Heller. Heller is 10 miles. Now we are not showing anything, but we have minimum descents, but nothing below 7,000. So Plan to hit Orway right around 7,000. Track in Jicta at 6,600 feet, and we're going to come down. Now, our approach speed for today's estimated landing weight. Bear with me as I get back up to those pages. What are we at? Nope. We're takeoff still. Oh wait, we're takeoff. Go. All right, so our weight for landing is estimated 11,000 pounds. So we're looking at full flaps 93 knots. So we'll come in at about, I'll go in at about 100 to 110. Okay, so what I'm trying to figure out is this chart right here, folks. So if we're doing about 100 knots, which probably will be pretty doggone close. See if there's anything. Oh, just making sure. We're going to be 3 minutes, 32 seconds to the missed approach point. And we're going to need about a 500 to 550 on our descent rate to maintain that if we lose the glide slope. That's what this chart's all about here. Takes your ground speed, which looks like it'll be about 100-ish to 120. So we're going to be floating right in the 550 to 600 range coming down. And at 5.9 miles out. Interesting. It says 3.9. Oh, Pueblo. Oh, disregard. I see why I'm getting all screwed up here. Pueblo is displaced from the airfield. My bad. Misread the chart totally. So we're roughly 6 miles out at Jitka. That makes me feel a heck of a lot better. All right, reels. So we have runway end identifier lights. We have PAPIs, should be on the left side. And here's our missed approach again, kind of painted out for you. Pretty much straight away, folks. Then our minimums, 4,859 feet. MSL, that's what the METAR has to say for a ceiling. Again, ceiling is broken and overcast. Scattered and few are not going to give us any troubles. Broken and overcast. So if it says broken at 4,800 feet, well, I have to ask some IFR pilots on that one. I've never seen it say 4,859, so I have to ask them. And 3/4 of a mile visibility we need. Then if the localizer only and the glide slope, we go up on the minimum altitude. And our visibility comes up basically because we've lost the glide component. So there you go, folks. That is our arrival brief, and I know we are drifting in very close to our top of descent. So we'll get that dialed up here in a moment and execute that for our arrival. Let's get charts out of the way. Folks, you can see we are in a sub goals, looking for people to subscribe, looking to get about 10 people subscribed on by the end of the year. We'd love it. I know we're running out of days. We got 3. Love to get us up to about 10, just to try to help out in getting stuff for the stream, like maybe some components and aircraft to help out on the stream. So would love to see some subscribing, but I understand, folks, it's a rough time of the year. We're, a lot of gift giving right now. So and it's not a requirement to be part of Flying with Mike as a subscriber. We just love having you aboard, folks. So, but just know this, any amount given is truly appreciated. Awesome. Well, unfortunately, tomorrow I won't be flying, and Thursday is going to be an evening flight here in the States because I got to work during the day with the passenger side of our commitment at the airport. So Friday, though, I'll be back. I'll be back. All right, so let's get in here and start setting up for this descent. Okay, so we should be getting very close. Still got some room. Is Pueblo in Denver? It said it was. All right, so I'm getting that again where I got a disparity here. Okay, so we're at 30. We need to come down to 7, wasn't it? So that's 23 times 3. About 70 miles from Pueblo. Wow, we're still quite a ways from Pueblo. Wow, 275 miles to be exact. So we got 200 miles to go before we start thinking about coming down. All right, so a little early on that, but you know what? It's never too early when the way things can go up here. Or when you're flying with Mike. Nothing ever goes wrong. Oh, never, never, never. Even on a clear day, nothing ever goes wrong. Yeah, right. That's when you better cinch up that seatbelt and that 4-point harness around you and get that parachute hooked up. All right, domestic flight, Manchester to Jersey? I can't remember. Oops. Ah, it was right, Jersey. Wow, nice flight. That's the one that's on the island, right, Orb? Cool. Yeah, I know one of the, well, used to be, I don't know if it still is. They had a DC-3 carrier. The only one, I think, in existence besides Wild Bob or Wild Bill up in Canada. Forget the name of that airline, but yeah, because they used some of those aircraft for Band of Brothers when they filmed the Pottery departure. And as soon as we were in the clouds, we're out of the clouds again. All right. Oh, my nose. Yeah, that's one airport, two airports I haven't flown into since getting X-Plane last year is Manchester and Jersey. I may have to take a look at flying into there. It's your go-to route? Awesome. It's a good, anything short is always good to use, get a good test, get reacclimated to things. For me, it's Kansas City, St. Louis, or Chicago, St. Louis, 200-mile runs. Roughly about an hour of time behind the stick. Yep, I'm starting to see the Rockies out there, folks. All right, so just now let's see, it'd probably be about 70 miles. Well, probably less than that. Anyway, Amarillo is song made famous, George Strait, I think, Amarillo by Morning, up from San Antonio. Good old country songs out here in the United States. Some interesting facts if you're ever in the States and driving from Amarillo all the way out to Albuquerque, well, just before Albuquerque, you will be traveling uphill, and in a truck it's easy to tell because you'll hear the turbo and it's never settling down. But in a car, you may or may not know it, but if you look in your mirrors, you'll see yourself tilted at a slight angle all the way until you get to the foot of the mountain before Albuquerque. And of course, duh, you'll know you're going up then. But it's really interesting how the topography just changes as you're rolling, where you get these little ditches off the side of the road that slowly deepen into bigger ditches into where eventually you'll have the buttes, and it's just unreal how that works out here. But you know, it's, I'm sure going towards the Alps is probably the same way there in Germany and France. Likewise coming up from Italy. So just a unique thing I remember. It was always interesting. Because first time I ever did it, I'm like, why is my turbo not coming down? I thought I had an actual problem with the truck. And lo and behold, it was on an uphill the whole time. Able to keep speed, but it was just enough of an uphill where the turbo had to be, was revved up. Okay, according to Sim Toolkit, 54 minutes to go, folks. .280 at 23. Wow, pretty good winds out there. Yeah, we're just now passing where Volanta thinks we need to descend into Pueblo at 2,300 feet a minute. Holy mackerel, we're like, hang on a second, how far out are we again? 200 miles, that's a little excessive. Now, if I put 2 feet a minute, I could understand, but 2,300 feet a minute, man, I'd be down on the deck in a heartbeat. It's only about 70 miles it'll take. And I think some Toolkit's got us in way too close on it. 6.5 one, half a dozen other folks. Take your pick. Alright, Albuquerque is still sleeping, thank goodness. Denver is awake and waiting for us. Still got probably a good 100 miles to get to them. So, we'll just kind of sit back, relax, chill, folks. You know, with Christmas so close, any time to relax is always a good time. Just don't forget the reason why we celebrate the season. So, all right, folks, I'm going to be right back. Gonna get some coffee and a little bite to eat, and we'll get ready for the approach. One moment. All right, folks, I'm back. Sorry for that short delay there. Oh, had to use the restroom there. All right, so hope y'all are enjoying the ride. We're heading from San Angelo, Texas, up to Pueblo, Colorado, in this real little speed demon. Not really. 30,000 feet. We're about 45 minutes out. So welcome aboard. Hope y'all are having a great day. Looking in here. So I hope y'all are just having a great day out there. Carenado, welcome aboard. Alto, whichever it is. Hope y'all have a great day. Okay, so starting to get into the higher country out here. It's starting to look, you know, like we got hills below us, even though we're at 30,000 flyover country. Out in the distance, you can begin to see the mountains. So soon we should be entering Denver's air control. And they still got a little bit of traffic going on at the big airport. A couple more pushing through. Oh, they're headed there. My bad. So they're coming out of LAX and Las Vegas. Sorry. So we're looking forward to a nice, hopefully, arrival. Hopefully what we see outside the plane is what we'll see in Pueblo, minus a pretty stiff wind. So back in the cockpit here. Let's kind of zoom in so you can see the numbers. It looks like we're going really slow. Well, technically we really are, but we're actually flying at Mach 0.6465. And you got to realize, remember, when you look outside, straight wing. So that, folks, is going to limit how fast the plane's going to fly. If they sweep it back a little more, we would get a little more speed out of it. Okay, and we should be getting a new METAR here real soon. I'm showing 1853 on that last one, so hopefully here within the next 5-10 minutes we'll get new stuff here when that next trigger occurs. So we'll just kind of keep pressing for the Rockies, folks. We're all set up radio-wise for the ILS on the 26 left into Pueblo. Take a look here. Give it a, since we do have a few new faces here. Oh, charts, where are you? There we are. All right, so there's the ILS approach. We're going to go into Orway. So we're tracking right now to Pueblo VOR. What I'm going to be doing here soon, probably 30 miles out, I'm going to start tracking towards Orway. We'll enter the approach and come on in. It's 108.3 on the radio, 260 degrees on the course. And 6,600 feet at the VATSIM, and then we'll start in. Landing speed is roughly about 93 knots. So, like I said, folks, that straight wing does a lot here to slow it down. Also helps keep it stable a little bit more than your jetliners and all. You get a more stable ride with that nice straight wing. So we'll just keep pushing ever so quickly there. Now once we get on the ground, we'll hopefully make A8. Actually, should be able to get off way before it, but this is flying with Mike doesn't mean we won't use all 10,500 feet of the runway. So, and we'll be parking, oh, let's see, either right in this area or right in here. We'll see how things look when we get on the ground. It's real hard to tell from here. Terminal is right in between E3 and E6. It's right here. Control tower and fire station right next to it. So we'll park, relatively as close as we can. I'm thinking these are hangars here. We'll see when we get there. Student pilots from the Air Force are flying heavily here, so I'm not sure where they park them. That may be this ramp right here for all we know. It's not a lot of information you can get from this airport, so and that's a bad thing. All right, so onward we go. Oh man. All right, so was it I wanted to check now? Oh, air conditioning. All right, kind of give you a little look-see here. Got a little couch here with seatbelts right in front of, just past the door. 4 in the middle here and 2 in the back. So here, what we'll do, kind of get in here a little bit. This is Carenado, so we do have the tables. Believe it or not, you can move the lights around. I thought there was a switch right there. So, and you got your, like I said, you got a couch right here. It's really tight in these things, folks, as you can tell. So, but, you know, it's get through security a heck of a lot quicker. And you get on your way a heck of a lot quicker. And they get in closer a lot of times where you want to be. So, but you don't necessarily get all the amenities that you get on the airlines. Let's see if we can open up some of this. Oh, that was my door. Oops. But, you know, there might be a coffee maker and some food stored right here. So, but yeah, it's a nice little plane, folks. I mean, be honest, you know, are you going to go to Europe in it? Probably not. Without making some stops, you'd probably have to go through Greenland, Iceland, and over. But it's still, you know, you're not going through. You still got to go through customs. You still got to do that. But airport security-wise, it's not as rough. So that's why a lot of people do get into, especially at NetJets, where they, you know, fractional ownership, where you own part of one. Now, I've heard a lot of different craziness with these programs, from you actually buy in to the program, literally with the amount of money to buy your own aircraft, but you're not in the upkeep side of it. You know, 6.5 one, half a dozen other to, you know, to weigh out. Because upkeeping one of these things, keeping it flying, keeping it, you know, because folks, sitting on the ground in a hangar is not a great investment. So I don't really know how the whole programs work, but NetJets flies a lot of Citations. Your FlexJet flies a lot of the Learjets and a few others. So, and I've seen NetJets has been in and out of our airport quite a bit while we had some activity going on. But aside from our Allegiant flights, so as long as there's a toilet. I don't think there is one on this plane, but I haven't ever been in one, so I don't know. And it could be an option for all we know. Nope. What I've been hearing or what I've been hearing. What I've been playing is a song called Faith by Big Giant Circles. Now, maybe it's, I don't know Doctor Who that much. I don't watch that show or never have. So I don't know theme music for it. But it's just a song called Faith. It looks like 2009. Not sure if that's when it came out or not. So, but it's just part of the non-copyrighted material that I've been able to find out there using Pretzel, Rocks, taking some of the music from there, putting it into my Spotify so we can put it amongst. Oh, so change it up a little bit here to Shadows Vigilante. Is that what I saw? Yeah, Vigilante. I kind of like this song. It kind of sounds like Batman. A little bit of a Dark Knight type of theme music, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Otherwise, I'd be muted right now. And this is what we led off the stream with today, folks. Getting into a little turbulence here. Curious. Let's see if the FMC is putting out a top of descent. 52 miles. All right. We'll kind of go with it. Let's see. Pueblo's 114, 132. All right. We'll kind of watch things a little there. Oh, did Denver go down? Denver went down. I'll be, wow. Okay, well, we're on our own then, folks. Okay. All right, so 70 miles from Pueblo, we'll start our, about 80 miles from Pueblo, we'll start our descent. Right now, what are we showing up here? 112. Part of me is half tempted, because of the debacle last time into Austin. Now, granted, we were in the clouds, a lot happening all of a sudden at us. I'm half tempted to take over. All right, man. Well, you have a great night, Orb505. Thanks for coming out and supporting the stream. Hope your flight to Jersey goes well tomorrow. Talk to you later, man. Be safe. Another movie this song harkens me to think about, but it's not exactly on it. You ever seen the movie Pearl Harbor with Ben Affleck? Oh gosh, what's the girl's name? Dang it. Kate Blankenship, I think it is. the scene where they're getting the B-25s ready to launch off the carrier early. Reminds me of it, but it's not the same song. It's one of my favorite movie songs out there. So, arrangements, whatever you want to call them. So, but yeah, it kind of harkens to that a little bit too. So, all right, Pueblo, we're looking at 270 at 17. This BTAR is as of 1953, so it's the latest and greatest. Folks, it's clear at 10 as you can see, 10-mile visibility. So, all right. Let's get that turned down a little bit here, folks. All right, so we can get in here. All right. I think I will do that. Let's zoom down, and we're going to get ready to start the descent checklist here in a minute. Okay. 99 miles out, so we are about to the descent point. What I'm going to do, first things first, go into heading, switch into DOR. And stand by, folks. 26. Okay, I'm going to get in here tight. We are now 94 miles out, folks, so we are going... 26 is the proper heading in. Alright, so now, the fun part. Actually, I am going to go back on the GPS. Okay. Nav's on. Okay. Making a slight course correction. And let's get the FMS up here so that we can go direct 4-way. That's going to get us into a right-hand turn. As soon as we come wings level, I'll go to... Alright, and we can get everything here. Looks good. Alright, we're going to initiate our descent. Oh, there it is, to 7,000. Okay, folks, we have started our descent. Again, we got to come down to Orway, and that's 7,000 feet. Then see FFA at 7,000, and then we'll be hopefully switching over, getting on the localizer glide slope, coming right down till we can see the runway. Then we're going to try our best to land this thing. Speaking of which, let's see how it looks across the ground right now. It's looking pretty good here. Make sure we're not gonna... Shouldn't have any troubles minimum altitude wise, but let me look. 7,000 is good. Let's go to our main chart. Yeah, we should be fine. It's if we were on the other side, we could run into troubles because you can see the mountains starting to show up. Pikes Peak, I think, is out in the distance. Quote me, change me, folks, fix it if I'm wrong. I've not been in this part of Colorado, just up by Denver, Fort Collins, hooking up to Laramie in Wyoming. Speaking of which, let's bring in the checklists here and make sure we follow them. Descent. Defog fan. Let's go here because that gets us in even tighter. Okay, cabin looks good. We're on our descent, looking good. Defog high. Foot warmers, I don't know. We'll try that. Does that do it? No. That was... Get our bleed air on. Okay, airflow, distributors. Okay, pressurization set and looks good. Windshield bleeds on, anti-ice as required, fuel balanced. Descent check complete. I really wish I could find a place where this doesn't get in the way. Right now it's in a great place, but then it's going to go 1.5 miles long and I can't, it doesn't help. Okay. Okay, we're passing through 25. All right, folks, here we go. As always, what can go wrong from this point? We are descending into Pueblo. Okay, so we are on course, just making sure everything's lined up. We're coming up on the transition level. I am going to switch us into vertical speed here now, folks, because I think we're not going at the right. All right, we'll get a little steeper on the descent here. Kind of pull back a little more on the power. Okay, coming up on transition. Norway is 53 miles out. It's a pretty good descent right there, folks. Let's get some more power pulled back. Again, we're shooting for 7,000 at Orway. Looks like we're about 23 minutes out. Looking at an altimeter of 29905. Okay. All right, and speed is covering, so we'll pull up a little bit or push in a little on the power. All right, at this point, we're going to set the passenger signs on. Recognition lights on. Landing data. Okay, folks, again, we're roughly 11,000 pounds. We're looking at a VREF of 93 knots. Probably come in around 100 to 110 knots and slow up at the missed approach point, so we touch down as planned. Those of you just coming in, them's my shoes. Welcome aboard. Been a while, sir. Hope you're having a great day. All right, let's, since we've got some new people here, let's bring in charts real quick. Hold on a second if I can find it. There it is. Okay, here's where we are, and we are still... little concerned. We should be more direct to Orway. Okay, what we got here, folks, we're heading to Orway, which is right here, then to CFFA, and then down the localizer, which is 108.3. Go ahead and punch that up. I guess we're kind of aimed in the right direction. We also have a stiff crosswind picking up here, so we'll adjust as needed. Winds 270 at 17 if missed. So let's go with that. We're through 15,000 and good thing is we're already below our 250, so compliments of good old Citation, folks. They're not known for speed. Okay, doing. And the nice thing about using Navigraph charts, be it in Toolkit, I think Volanta, you can do it as well. You can always overlay the chart over your route so you can see how you're coming together with your route. Okay, and I believe, I just want to make sure Denver is still down. They are. And as always, folks, once on the ground, we will go through the review, see what we did right, what we did wrong. Okay, mostly what we did wrong. But see what kind of positives we can also glean. Okay, pressurization looks good. Avionics and flight instruments are set. Approach briefing complete. Passenger advisories on. We'll get the GPS selector here momentarily. I just want to make sure we're lining up right here. And for the most part, it appears we are. Get across this jetway here, 102. I'm going to start really locking in that we're on the right course. Okay, here comes, we're getting ready to go into the 10,000 foot range, which is good. We're about, are we seriously 30 miles out? We are. I'm going to go ahead and ease up the descent. With 4,000 miles to go and 30 on the miles, want to make sure we aren't down at 7,000 feet forever. Go, we'll just maintain a nice gentle descent. Let's get the landing lights on. Okay, folks, we're below 10,000 feet now. So, ignition system. Let me kind of zoom in here for you. That's these switches here. We turned them to on. Get the landing gear on final engine sync. Off. And we'll start in on the flaps here shortly. Yeah, it looks like we are headed directly to Orway. Just sure didn't back there for a long time. And there's no VOR to work off of, so we don't really have a lot to go with on it. We're going to go into a sterile cockpit now. We're below 10,000 feet. Let's get in here to our speeds. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and kick us up a little bit. Not much, though. About to take us into turn us off the GPS so that we fly this correctly. And don't get hung up like we did before. Can't remember. Did that switch work? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. $19 to go. Okay, I'm happy with that now. That's perfect. Okay. Here we go, folks. Coming in. Orway is 19 miles out. We are showing, I believe it's 6 minutes on our clock. 8 minutes. All right. Don't show any decision height. Ooh. You know, that's something I'm going to have to learn where that's all at. Oh, here we go. There we go. Oh, it's right here, folks. I just learned something. As we slowly kick in here and looks like we're 15 miles out. We're just about to 7,000 feet. Time to quick. $2,997. Okay. Okay. Here we go, folks. Get ready. Lining up 8,000 feet. Altitude selects on. There's the horn. We'll use straight and level flight to slow us down. Actually, this distance out, I'm going to keep my speed up. Okay, annunciator panel clean. Only thing on are our engine, anti-ice, and pitot heat. Speed brakes are retracted. Actually, we never used them. And autopilot and yaw damper will go off here once we're on the localizer and runways in sight. Now, if any reason there is a hold point, JIGTA, if we need to use it. Hopefully we won't. All right. Leveling off. She goes, leveling off, powering up.
2,500.
Okay. And we are now 6 miles from Orway. Think. I do this, go to heading. All right, put that away, that up. Course 260. All right, and Orway will make the turn. That'll be to 288. K220. Okay. Making the turn. And we're going to go into Av. Glide slope is available. And now it's time to slow. Pueblo traffic citation November 3206, 10-mile final, 26 left. Okay. Right, not yet with the landing gear. Let's get slowed. Okay, we are on course. Runway in sight yet. Okay. Hope y'all are enjoying the flight. We started this adventure from San Angelo, Mattisfield, I believe it's called. And we're up here at Pueblo. I think I got the runway in sight, but we'll continue. We're at, let's set 180. Okay. And get our first notch of flaps holding tight here at 7,000. Okay, I think I might have been wrong. I don't think I have to, oh, wait a minute. I think I got it right. There it is. There's the runway. All right, folks, we are now ballparking at 6 miles. Is that correct? Or do we? Yes, 6 miles to the end. Okay, glide slope. Holding tight here. Let's pull a little more power back. Annunciator panel clear. Speed brakes retracted. Autopilot and yaw damper will go off here momentarily. I just want to make sure that is indeed the runway ahead of us. Thing I do want to do just in case missed approach is needed. Heading is set. Missed approach altitude 7,000. So we're set for the altitude. All right, folks, we are now final. Oh no, that's JITCA. That was that. Now we're going to be 6 mile final. Okay. Here comes the glide slope. Start slowing her down. Okay, we're on glide slope. Call it 6 miles from the runway. All right, about to landing gear speed. We'll kind of come in here. We know we're on course. Okay, everything's looking good. Okay, shins are set. Flaps, next notch. That'll help slow us down as well. Gear down. Okay. Got one more notch of flaps to go. Right? Yep. Okay. Flaps.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Plane's mine. Ground speed.
1,000.
Good. Wow. It's a heck of a headwind here, folks. All right, headwind showing 26. Almost right down the runway, thank goodness. Okay. And Pueblo traffic citation, November 3206. About a mile final, runway 26 left, gear down. Full stop. Okay. Landing right at about 110, which I'm fine with. Oh, got a little high.
500.
Okay.
400.
Stable landing.
300. Minimums. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Wow, I made it. Not that I made it in, but I made it to A9, which I didn't think. I thought I was definitely going to A8. That is awesome. All right, so let's get up here and get off the runway. And then we'll go through the landing or after landing. Okay, anti-skid off. All right, pitot heat and engine ice. Got everything on that way, isn't it? All right. Ignitions to normal. Not bad. We actually don't need them, but exterior lights, okay. Standby gyro, KSJT, transponder. Okay, and hang on, flaps are up. Trims reset. All right, we'll get on the shutdown here in a moment. Figure out where we're going to park here. Supposedly that building right to the, as you look at the tower to the left, is firehouse. Doesn't look like it unless that's supposed to be it back there, which I really hope not. The terminal is this building up here. I think that's where head on down to the end here. If I like what I see here, I may head over to that hangar. Because I'm thinking those two look better for what I'm wanting to do. Oh yeah, we're going to head for that hangar, folks. And as to help a little bit with the jet wash at least, well, my apologies for coughing on you folks. All right, parking brake should be set. It is, okay. Parking brake set, transponder to standby. Okay. AC power, okay, so let's get everything powered off up here. Okay, avionics. Off, overhead. Second, come down here. It's turned off. Okay, throttles are cut off. Hang on a second. We got to do this discombobulated thing. Actually, not. Should be spooling down, and they are. Folks, welcome into Pueblo, Colorado. Volanta has us landing at about 244 knots at 67 knots, which that could very well be. That's not bad, actually, with what we had. That's actually really good. Sim Toolkit. Second. This out. Sim Toolkit recorded us at 286, also at 67 knots. So, folks, not a bad ride in at all. So, all right. So over here, exterior lights. Again, still on. Lights off. Recognition off. Okay. Passenger advisory good. And get the generator hooked up. Generator off and the battery switch off. Shutdown complete. Next, there's our speeds, and there we go, folks. Outside the plane we go. All right, pretty nice, fun flight, folks. Can't complain a lot. Really good. The landing got a little squirrely, as we expected. We'll watch it as we come in. Hopefully, we'll see some things to learn from it, and if not, well, it'll be fun to watch. So let me make sure everything is set. Make sure the big thing, nobody's following us, because really would be rude. Maybe. The heck is my airplane? Oh, there it is. Found it. I'm looking in the wrong spot. There it is. Okay, so nobody's coming into Pueblo. Disconnecting. And all right, so we're gonna rewind. Shut off. That's gonna get affected. Yes. All right, so let's try some different music here, folks. I think we're out far enough with the gear. Let's flip around and let's learn. definitely a solid landing, folks. Always have a hard time controlling them on the ground. I ain't worried about that. Got a little squirrely. We were slow too. 67 knots is really slow. So let's go back out and try again. Let's see what this one looks like. See how it got squirrely? It's because of how slow. That wasn't real bad. I mean, really, overall, folks, it's not a bad landing. There's just a little bit, I got too slow on it. That's why it did what it did there. That looks really sweet. Tower is going to look, but folks, kind of try to watch it from the tower here. It's kind of looking kind of rough. Let's go out one more time. All right, folks. Well, I want to thank you all for flying with Mike today. It's been a pleasure. Yesterday's 5-hour flight into Tel Aviv and today's 2.5-hour run roughly from San Angelo, Texas, up to where we are here has been a blast. So I hope you all have a great day. A Merry Christmas to you all. We'll be back again Friday. So we'll see you then. But for now, thanks for flying with Mike. Hang on just a second. We're going to get another song rolling here real quick. As we taxi in. That was a little short song, that's why. I'm trying to find us out here. I don't think I will. Here we go. But anyway, folks, again, thank you very much. I hope you all have a great Christmas. Remember the reason for the season, folks. Today's verse of the day was phenomenal in that it's... And it shall come to pass that everyone who calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. That's Acts 2:21. But then the other half of that chapter there, chapter 2, 40 through 41 verse, and with many other words he bore witness and continued to exhort them, saying, save yourselves from this crooked generation. So those who received his word were baptized and added that day about 3,000 souls. Remember, it's Jesus the reason for the season, folks. And it's, you know, everyone says it's such a cliche, but you know what? If you wait for the Lord, be strong. Let your heart take courage. week for the Lord, as the psalmist said in the 27th chapter, folks. You know, Jesus is there for you. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. Jesus came that you may have life and have it abundantly. So keep that in mind, folks, as everything ramps up, as we get into this Christmas season. Stress levels are going to start going up as family members come by, gift giving and all of that. Plus, there are some folks that Christmas is rough on today. Lost a loved one. We're going through a trying time. So keep that all in mind. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. Now, we really don't have anything scheduled up this week, but you never know what we come up. Friday, I do plan to stream. I just don't know yet what time and from where to where. So, be good to everyone. Be kind. God bless. See you again. Thanks for flying with Mike. Oh, Duluth Fly. Great to hear you got your pedals. Awesome.